Hello, everybody. Welcome to the market close what is it? The 22nd. Holy banana bread. I can't believe how quickly this month has been moving along. Boy, we got a green day today. That is absolutely fantastic. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I definitely love green days. Okay, we're going to check the market out here in a moment. I will point out right off the bat, if you guys want a Friday stream, for supers, we definitely have it. Our DeBomb fuse, guys, it's at 13 out of 25. So if we do hit 25 supers this month, I will be, oh boy, yeah, I'll be having a teaspoon, a teaspoon of DeBomb. So that's going to be fun. That will definitely be fun. All right, let's grab, actually, whoops, where the heck am I? There we are. All right, let's jump into the market. The TSX is looking absolutely fantastic. So this blue line, most of you probably already know, this is our break even. So we are well in the green. We've had a pretty darn good week. Why? Because the tariffs have not hit. That's always a good thing. That's always a good thing for sure. So we're doing well. We are enjoying part of the Trump bump or whatever we want to call it. Market's doing fine. Nice green. So TSX up 0.27% today. S&P 500, same deal. They're above the blue line as well, having a green month, up 0.67%. The NASDAQ having a really good day, up 1.42%. There's one stock that's really doing well in the U.S. We'll talk about them here in a moment when we get to the heat maps. Dow Jones also, once again, everybody's looking great into the green. Gold is up 0.43%. Silver's up 0.27%. WTI not doing so well, down 0.37%. And Bitcoin, yeah, Bitcoin is not having the best day, down 1.79%. So, what can I say? Um, I just saw this. We do have ourselves a super. That means the fuse moves up to 14. We're also one closer to to a market close on Friday, and that makes Larry the goat. So we do have a goat. Love it, love it, love it. All right, all right. We are back, and Larry's saying Gulf of America. It's actually funny. I had an American that I follow over on Facebook, a writer. He just posted this big thing, historic book showing the Gulf of Mexico. And I said, I just replied to him, wait a minute, aren't we calling it the Gulf of Canada? So, but yeah, Gulf of America. There we go. Oh boy. That is absolutely going to be fun. That's absolutely going to be fun for sure. So yeah, Bitcoin definitely down. All right, let's jump over to the heat maps. And we got some green in here. Loblaws is up 1.61%. So that's not too shabby. Router's doing good. Let's see here. Not a lot of really big names. Like it's a lot of little gains. Like Franco Nevada up 0.12%. And let's see here. What is this one here? This one here looks good. Atkins Realis Group, they're up 7.20%. So not too shabby, not too shabby. Both railroads are up, by the way, CNR and CP, loving that. Of course, we have a deep dive coming out on CNR. That will be dropping on Friday. Channel members can watch it tomorrow. I've actually just finished editing it. So that's pretty cool. Looking at the US, yeah, we got some big names. Nvidia having a good day, up 4.25%. Microsoft up 3.94%. But that company I was mentioning, Netflix had some pretty good earnings numbers. They're up 9.46%. They are having a fantastic day. So yay to Netflix, yay to Netflix. So yeah, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. Bitcoin, of course, as I was mentioning before, Bitcoin in the red, Ethereum in the red. Now Solana's doing good. They're up 7.88%, so that's not too shabby. XRP is up. It is mostly a red day though. So let's find ourselves some little tiny coin here. I will say, whoa, when it comes to Bitcoin, or sorry, when it comes to crypto in general, there's more than 15,000 coins out there. All of these little ones, I tend to call them crap coins. Doesn't mean that they're crap, but a lot of them are. A lot of them are. And I'll pick a coin that I have no clue what it is. Here we go. Petals. I think I've clicked on this one before, but yeah, it looks like the heart monitor of somebody that they've already called a time on. So very, very flat, no movement here. But yet it's green. There must be some micro movement in here. I don't know. But a lot of these coins, you got to be careful with crypto. I like the big coins. I'm very bullish on the big ones. But when you start playing with some of the crap coins, you're likely to lose money. You are likely. So if you are interested in crypto, obviously stick to your big coins, stick to your Bitcoins, your Ethereums, even your Dogecoin, although maybe not today. Dogecoin is down 3.38%. So what can I say? All right. Let's get back to the chat. Oh boy. We got Max R in the house first with a good afternoon, everyone. Lisa's in with a good afternoon, everyone, as well. Larry saying 46% for the month so far, not too shabby. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. What is that thumbnail all about? Which thumbnail are we talking about? This one here, like the thumbnail that we have on this one right here is, of course, we got our characters. Background is just a typical city in January. So I do try to change it every few shows or so. Ferris is in the house with a hi. It's okay. It's okay. There's no real meaning to it other than the fact that it just represents a city, January. I've always thought about maybe coming up with a very specific thing of some kind, but I haven't yet. Enid says, good afternoon, everyone. Mary says, happy hot sauce day. We're getting close. 14. Oh boy. So we're basically 11. We're 11 away, and we've still got plenty of streams in this month. So I have a feeling. Like I said, I got my spoon. I am ready. So it's gonna be it'll be fun. Chad says, Jeff Bezos, Amazon closed Quebec warehouses. Yes. So Amazon has shut down 7 warehouses in Quebec, also some sorting locations as well. But it works out to, I think it's either 1,400 or 1,700 layoffs. It's pretty big. Now, there is rumors floating around, and these are rumors, that part of the reason that we're looking at this action is that I think it was a Montreal warehouse got unionized, and that might be kind of why Bezos is picking on Quebec. So we're not sure. It was sad to see that, though. It was definitely sad to see that. Ricardo says, good afternoon, first time viewer in 2025. Awesome. Yes, Ricardo, you've been around for a very long time for sure. Let's see. JJ says, damn, now that Amazon Prime delivery might take a couple of days. Maybe. Well, you never know, though, because I think we have warehouses here in Ottawa because it takes no time when I order something. So maybe they'll just send it from Ottawa to Montreal. That's not that long of a drive. Bleak is in the house with a present. Let's see. Apple keeps dumping since Nancy Pelosi dropped them. Good old Nancy Pelosi. Yeah, Apple's hasn't had the best couple of days, that's for sure. But I'm hoping Apple turns things around sooner than later. Roku says, happy Frigid Friday. Oh boy, was it ever. I had to walk to the mailbox, and I was just like, and it's like about a block, almost a block away, not quite a block, but that was cold. Plus I had to also this morning, it was worse this morning. This morning I had to take the cardboard out, and yeah, that was pretty darn cold. So I'm I think summer. I think winter. I think winter has worn out its welcome. So I'm ready for the spring. I'm ready for the spring. But yeah, we still got at least a month, maybe two of pretty bad weather. Let's see. Today is Wednesday. Yeah, did I call it a different day? But yeah, it is Wednesday, hump day. The Trump coin. Oh boy. Yeah. Uh, I don't know what it is about. Yeah, it just I I understand that he made a lot of money with the coin, and he just sort of created it as a way that people could support him more than it being a serious coin. But here's the thing: what are these expenses he's trying to cover now? I mean, he's already got the presidency. And as far as I know, the presidency pays a half decent wage. I don't think you should be making money on the side, and I don't think you should be leveraging the office to make money. So I kind of shun on those. And as far as I know, it was almost a pump and dump. It kind of felt like a pump and dump. The president did a pump and dump. Ah, dear. What can I say? Ricardo, what are your thoughts on GFL? I am currently owning 10 shares, but it seems that trash is fading. Um, yeah, we get enough time. Let's pull up GFL. I haven't looked at them in a while. But it is one of these things that should be doing well, even when things go bad, because there's always going to be trash, right? And as you can see, yeah, I mean, this is the 1 year. They've had a pretty good year. Yeah, we got a little bit of fading in the last little bit, but I think long term, like things like GFL, I think they're half decent investments. I think long term they'll be fine. They'll be fine. Did they try to unionize? I believe they actually did. I think at least one warehouse in Montreal, as far as I know, I believe one of them did. Let's see. JJ says, true. Ottawa is only 2.5 hours away. There's hope still. Yeah, and that's 2.5 hours if you drive reasonably. I mean, you could probably do it in 2 hours if you want to push things to the legal limits. Jersky says, good afternoon. Let's see. Also, do you think Elon is actually a Nazi or just being stupid again when he did that supposedly? Yeah, that weird salute. Here's the thing. I think he was just being stupid. I don't think it's one of those things. Like, I'm not inside of his head, and I know that he's been using autism as an excuse, but I wouldn't say that if he didn't mean it, it was just because he was being stupid. I don't even think I wouldn't put autism in on it. I just think he was being stupid. But yeah, and people will definitely have. Well, it's interesting. I mean, yes, some of the left are absolutely going crazy over it, but it's not getting as much mainstream press as I actually thought when I saw it the first time. I was like, uh-oh, this is gonna go viral, but it really didn't get as much press as I thought. Spring will have crypto bull. Hopefully. I'd like to see what crypto is going to do. I mean, right now, once Trump, if Trump comes along and actually does an executive order on crypto, that could be very interesting. But for now, I think everybody's kind of in a holding pattern. Let's see here. Uh-oh, guys, it is time. Plug your ears. All right, there we go. I forgot to give a warning. So if I forget to give a warning, I try to go light on the bell, because I know that there are some people who have headphones, and I don't want to cause anybody to have any head pain because of the bell. Let's see. Haha, disregard my comment. Happy Frigid Wednesday. Yes, absolutely. Let's see. Paul is in the house with a hello. Ian is in the house. Thought a lot about AQN last night. How bad is their debt now? Don't miss the bell. I was about 30 seconds late. About 30 seconds late. Let's take a look at their debt right now. AQN. All right. So let's see. Key data here. We'll pull up the key data. We'll head down and see where they're sitting at. All right. So right now their debt to equity ratio is 160%. So that's still high, but it's not that bad actually. Now, because they have, Algonquin has sold off assets to try to help deal with the debt and try to get things under control. But they are in a they're still in a bad situation. Look at this. Look at their debt to equity, negative 23.44%. So they're not profitable currently. So it's kind of one of these things. Like when I think about Algonquin, it could be a huge opportunity. But every time I think it could be a huge opportunity, they prove me wrong. They prove me wrong time and time again. So for me, Algonquin is one of those ones where if somebody is in it already and they're like, okay, I just want to keep averaging down, I'm like, okay, well, you're probably going to be okay long term, but I still think there's going to be pain ahead for them. I haven't seen anything yet to show me that they're getting ready for a big bounce back. So I'm still leery. They're still my dumpster fire. They go into my dumpster fire stock category still. Let's see. Larry says South Korea stocks finally recovering after the overthrow attempt. Ah, nice. Let's see. Lisa says definitely not a Nazi thing. The lefties are being dumb about this. Paul says Elon's thing was his hand going from his heart to pointing to something, but Democrats have done the same thing. Well, I would say that other than the fact that he did it in two directions. But, I don't think he was intending it to be Nazi, but I think he was being really dumb. And Elon is one of these people that doesn't think through the actions until after the fact. You gotta be a little bit, you gotta be a little careful when it comes to, stuff like that. But I think he was just over exuberated personally, but a lot of people can make the other argument. All right, let's see. The lefty utopia isn't working out. Ricardo says another stock that I've been really into, but it has a small market cap, but solid, especially is ESP. I currently hold 20 shares. Let's take a look at ESP. We're here. ESP. All right. Brompton Energy Split Core. All right. Good old split core stocks, but we'll pull it up here. And you know what? I think there's a chance that this is one of these stocks that could certainly do well. I'm not a big fan of split core anymore. I used to love them during bull times because of the income you could get from them, but you can get that income and more from covered calls nowadays. So I'm not as bullish as I used to be. But with that being said, I think they can still produce a good amount of income, and they can also produce some growth as well. But once the market does turn, then you want to watch them like a hawk because they can sometimes be rough in bear markets. Let's see, is an electrical company that does contracts with the Army and U.S. Department of Defense. Are we? Let me just double check here because I'm looking at a split core. Maybe you're talking about something else. ESP. Let's go. I think this is what you're talking about, Ricardo. I was actually looking at the wrong thing. All right, you're looking at a U.S. stock. So, let's see, SB Manufacturing and Electronics Corp. I like the sound of that right off the bat. So yeah, let's see, develops, tests, and manufactures specialized military and rugged industrial power supplies and transformers. So in a way, it at least does some of what HPS.A does. Let me take a look at this. All right, so interesting. Yeah, they've had a couple of big. That's a big jump right there. So something must have happened with them. I don't know if they signed something, but something happened there to cause that stimulus. But it's an interesting stock. It is definitely interesting. Yeah, it's got, I think that there's going to be a need for that because infrastructure is going to be a big stressor coming up. I know in Canada, it's huge. I think as well, it's going to be the same in the United States because there's a lot of old infrastructure that needs to be replaced. Yeah, this does seem to me to be something that would do well longer term. But before we do that, let's just take a gander at their. I'm not actually seeing any debt here, so if they have no debt, that's really good. They do have a half decent return on equity, 15.95%. The return on assets is not too shabby either at 11.81. So yeah, not That could be a good, it could be a good find for you, Ricardo. Ian says, Algonquin makes a lot of their money in the US, but is it still be an eligible dividend? I bought EXE when it was unprofitable and I'm way up on it now. Yeah, it probably still qualifies as an eligible dividend, as far as I know. Because they are a fully Canadian company. But yeah, you're right. They do make a lot of their money through some of their American utilities, so they got a lot of regulation there. The only way, I guess, to find out 100% maybe is, well, let's try this here. Let's see if we can find out nice and fast. AQN. Let's see if we can get their website here. No, that's the Yahoo. Here we go. Here's their website. All right. We'll go to their investors, stock information. Let's see, documents and filings. That's probably where, if there's going to be anything in there. Let's see, quarterly. Let's see, green report on fight against labor. Yeah, let's just try something here. Stock information. It probably, oh gosh, I'm actually looking at the AQ, at the American one. Duh. All right. Well, that was a, I don't know. Maybe they don't have a Canadian page. Interesting. I'd have to go digging on that. As far as I know, I think they are, but I would have to go digging to verify it for sure. Yes, good old grammar. Jonathan's in the house. I'm 3 minutes late. Yes, you missed the bell. You did miss the bell. Lisa says, I recently finished the biography on Elon. It was really interesting and eye-opening. I imagine it would be. I definitely would. Yes, we did find the right one. Iran and Skyped will make you rich in 2025. Just a recommendation. Okay, let's take a look at one of these. We'll look at the first one. Iran.
Amazon Photos is not supported on this device.
Thank you, Alexa, but go away, please. All right. All right, here is Iran. What do they do? I've never even heard of these, Ferris. So let's see what they do first of all. It's a Bitcoin mining company. So it builds, owns, and operates data centers, electric infrastructure for the mining of Bitcoin. Okay. All right. So that's cool. So obviously, as the price of Bitcoin goes up, so is the price of this asset as well. We are getting to the point where Bitcoin is almost twice what it was at the halving, almost. And that will be good for mining companies. So that's, yeah, that maybe it will make you rich. I don't know. It's hard to say. It really depends on what happens to Bitcoin. And I think everything involved with crypto can definitely go up, especially if Trump decides to do something about that Bitcoin natural reserve. I mean, you know, if they do a Federal Reserve of Bitcoin, that's a pretty bullish thing. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. 25 cents per share, their dividend. Yeah. And I wasn't even worried so much about their dividend per se, but let's see. HYLD, what are your thoughts? When would it be time to sell? Well, HYLD, I mean, I like HYLD. So this, of course, is our Hamilton. Let's pull it up here. So it's your enhanced US covered call. So I do like, I'm going to pull up the whole history. So here's the thing about this HYLD. They do use a little bit of leverage. So when things are going down, you can see they can go down pretty big and you never fully get back. So one of the things you don't want to do with this ETF is if we're moving into a bear market, personally, I mean, you might want to. I mean, it's still going to give you a half decent income. And this is where it depends on what your goals are, right? If you're just in it for the income, then fine, hold it. It's no big deal. But if you're holding it for anything other than just the income, you are going to have some share value. And, I'm not going to use the word share erosion or anything like that. But, because of the leverage, it will go down faster. Now, the problem is, even though it goes down faster, when times are better, you never fully get back there because of the covered calls. You lose a lot of upside potential when the market is strong. So this, for me, is one of these ETFs that I will hold If we're starting to head into a bear market, then I'm gonna move out of it. I would absolutely move out of it. Once we're at the bottom of the bear market, yeah, jump back in, ride it all the way up. Nothing wrong with that because you'll get a lot of really great income with it as well as you're moving along. So always good. I'm gonna guess you probably get it on Amazon, I imagine. Get it for the Kindle or why did Amazon give Alexa a Russian spy name? That's shh, she's listening. She's listening. That's a funny thing. I don't know. I don't know. I'm imagining that there was somebody there who had the A name over at Amazon, and they maybe in tribute. But that would be interesting. I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know. BTC will double for sure. Yeah, we have to see what's going to happen. But yeah, I mean, Bitcoin, it is a limited supply. So as more and more adoption gets in, yeah, that price is going to go up. Like I'm still like I initially thought that we'd hit maybe 120 in this bull run. I'm modifying that to I think it can get up to 130, but I'm still I'm conservative. There's a lot of people out there that will be like, oh, it's going to 200 to 500,000. I'm not seeing that this time around, but you know, we got an American government that is pro crypto, and that could make us all that could make us all second guess exactly what's going to happen. So that'll be interesting. Jersky says, I picked up some MSTY this week. Did anyone else? I added it to the 0 to 100K. So I had the American MSTY in there that I had added recently. Rode up a little bit, picked up a lot of dividends from it, but my goal was always to switch over to the purpose version. So I have done that this time around. So we got some Canadian MSTY now. Vic is in the house with a hi, Candace, and we got Sophie. Let's see, Get Crew. I also picked up MSTY. Awesome. What do you think of DFN? Oh boy. DFN, this is, of course, another split core. The Dividend 15 split core right here. Now, this used to be, I used to love this split core back in the day. Let's go further back. Back in the day, this used to be, and I want to go all the way back to so after the pandemic, this was actually a really good split core. And even moving through and even into the initial parts of the bear market, it wasn't that bad. It was going down. But yeah, they haven't done well since then. They are starting to recover a little bit. I'm once again with these split core, I'm not so sold on them. And part of the reason is that they will they will, as part of their cycle, they do suspend dividends from time to time. I don't like things that suspend dividends, so I just yeah, I'm just not big. I'm not big on DFN at all. I think, and I mean, in a bull market, it's not so bad, but that's one of those ones that I would be like, get out of it if we're heading into a bear market. Let's see. Oh, you meant to say, hey, crew. Okay. Oh, and guys, oh, Mary's here. So it's time to hit that like button. I'm going to have some coffee while you guys are clicking away at that button. Oh, that coffee is so good. Meant to say, hey, crew. Vic said, if we become the 51st state, will all of our CAD become USD? 40% bonus. That would be interesting. I actually watched a what was it? It was a big interview with Kevin O'Leary, and he said, you know what? If we do have an economic union and we want to sort of look at converting Canadian to US, as part of the deal, Canada should try to work out a deal where we do a 1-to-1 exchange, like a one-time 1-to-1. That'd be fantastic. That would be great. But yeah, it'll be. I mean, we're not going to become the 51st state. Like I think an economic union, that's possible, but I don't actually see us ever becoming the 51st state. But heck, you never know. Sometimes stranger things happen, right? Paul says still up 61% on MicroStrategy on the 3-month, even with it going down, then up. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see, not called conservative, but could be called sandbagging. You're estimated, so you are not upset if it doesn't go up at what others estimated amounts. Yeah, that makes sense. And Chad this is exactly true. The Trump coin has no utility, just a meme coin. And it might be a rug pull. And that's the thing. Yeah, it's one of these things like, if you are okay with not making money on the coin, and some people have made money. I will tell you, there have been people who have made millions of dollars because they played the coin right. But here's that thing. It is a meme coin. It is a meme coin, and you're just as likely to lose money on it as you are to make it. If you got in immediately when it was released, you could have made a ton, though, for sure. Larry's saying the Gulf of America coin is next. That would be funny. That would absolutely be funny. So, kind of interesting. All right. Ferris says, too late to gamble with the Trump coin. I would say it is. I would definitely say it is. A lot of these coins like this, you almost have to get in right away. And then the danger with getting in right away on a meme coin is some of these coins won't even let you sell initially. I don't know if that was the case with the Trump coin. I'm just saying I have seen coins that have done this where, you could buy into the coin, but you can't buy out initially. And those ones, if it turns into a rug pull, you're pretty much screwed. Right. There's no way around it. Paul said, I thought the Trump coin was a scam from the beginning. Yeah. I mean, Trump loves to sell stuff. Like, he really, really does. Like, I think you can get like Trump Bibles, you can get Trump watches, you can get Trump coins. I wonder if there's like a Trump, if there's like Trump toilet paper. It reminds me of, it kind of reminds me of Spaceballs when they were talking about the merchandising. You can get Spaceballs on anything. Spaceballs, the flamethrower. I don't know if I would want a Trump flamethrower, but hey, why not? Chad says BTC, ETH, Soul Harbor, XRP, Sui Doge, all you need. There we go. Trump heavily invested in crypto. Yeah. And he was holding, I believe, of the Trump coins, he was holding 80% of them. So as people were buying in, that value is going up. Now, I don't know if he's still holding 80%. He may have sold some of it. I don't know. I have no idea. Larry says, I got in at 13-cent Trump coin, only put in $50. Interesting. I don't even know what the Trump coin is worth right now. So, let me know, Larry. Let me know. I'm kind of curious. Let's see. I have Spellcoin. Check them. Spellcoin? All right. Why not? I'm game. All right. Let's go over here to CoinGecko. All right. Spellcoin. All right. Spell. Did I spell it correctly? That was a joke. That was a joke. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. But let's take a look. Look at it for the last year. Okay. Interesting. I mean, I'm not seeing anything that really excites me about it. Like, you'd have to, like, once again, you have to tell me what this coin does. I don't know the utility, or if it has utility, if it's a meme coin. Read the white paper for sure. But looking at this chart, it doesn't really tell me much. I mean, at one point, it was, well, it wasn't worth a cent, but it was getting up. It was getting up there. It was almost worth a tenth of a cent at one point. So, but yeah, I tend to avoid a lot of these coins like that. So, but if it has utility, I mean, and that's the thing. When I say crap coins, it doesn't mean that the coins are all crap. All of these smaller coins. It just means that at this point, they're crap to me at this point. But if it has a good utility, maybe I'd throw something on it. If it has good utility, I like what the white paper says, and it doesn't seem like it's just, a meme coin trying to, like, I love cats, so I'm not going to go buy a cat coin just because I love cats. But if the cat coin actually did something, like maybe For example, if maybe it had some kind of an NFT component to it used for tracking cats, and maybe then I might be like, oh, okay, tracking cats could be good. All right, Chad says, sweet. Well, Simple has it now. Cowboy is in the house with an afternoon all. Jersky says, I was in Florida a couple of years ago and I got a Trump $100 bill. Oh, interesting. I see he even sells his own money. Interesting. Paul says, Soul Strategies HODL is now 610. It was like 20 in October. Yeah. Yeah, no, a lot of people have been going on about HODL. So, and that's the thing. I mean, some of these things are going to make money. There's no doubt about it. You just got to be careful, and you also, I always say this, when you're looking at things that are more meme, like a meme coin, or and Soul Strategies HODL is not a meme. I don't want to, just because I went into this from there, that HODL is completely different. But a lot of times when you're looking at some of these things that are meme coins, you got to be willing to, take some profits. Don't, I've seen people who get into some of these things, they ride them up too far and all of a sudden they lose everything. So I always say, be careful. Chad is saying 3.5 months crypto is to the moon. It could be to the moon sooner than that if Trump signs the right executive order. Let's see, the high was 76. Okay, and it's now 38, and you get in at 15. So you more than doubled your money. So that's not too shabby. Let's see, what are your thoughts about HPYT? I'm in for 100K in my cash account, and I'm down 9K. But you've collected 3,800. So HPYT, let's take a look. Let's take a look here. All right, HPYT. All right, so here's our Harvest Premium Yield Treasury. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. All right. So yeah, it's been a downward ride. So that's, and some people have been using some of these ETFs, so treasury type ETFs, bond type ETFs. They've been using it as a hedge, against the economy. I don't want to say inflation, both against the economy. So these, while times are good, yeah, these are going to go down. There's no ands, ifs, or buts about it. If we get into if we start moving into some worse economic times, you will get a rebound. But yikes, yeah. Being down 9,000, and you basically got about almost 4,000 back. So basically, you're about 5,000 out at this moment. Here's the thing: if you can afford to ride it, wait for the next bear market. It'll do a lot better. But and I know, I think Nine is investing in some of these as well, just as a hedge against the economy. But yeah, it really depends on what this market's going to do. Now, if the tariffs, turn it out to be a huge miscalculation, you might get to start moving in the positive direction sooner than later. So we're going to have to see how that all works out. Oh boy. Every con will exceed last season. All right. Let's see. Paul says, I made $1,000 on HODL and got out back when it was 75 cents. Let's see. Crap coins are the ones so far from their previous all-time high price and probably will never return. Well, that's the thing. Like, when we move into like a crypto winter, a lot of these really little coins, not all of them, but a lot of them are, just won't make it. They don't make it to the other side. It's the same idea like when we go into a bear market, a lot of penny stocks don't make it to the other side. So that's kind of that thing. And I've talked every so often about defensive investing. So when you're moving into something really bad, like a bear market, sometimes it makes sense to actually invest in things that are going to be perfectly fine going in. And I do want to do a defensive investing video. It's actually interesting. So tomorrow night, channel members have a live stream. So hey, if you're a channel member and you haven't yet voted on your topic, just go to the community tab and do that. I think right now, the topic that is winning is what to invest in or how the tariffs are going to affect different companies. So I think that's what's winning right now. So it looks like we're going to be talking about tariffs tomorrow night and which stocks are going to be impacted the worst. So that'll be fun. Isaac says sold MU yesterday and IMO today. Imperial Oil. Interesting. Let's see. I purchased, Ferris says, I purchased 100, sold for $9, but sold for 15. Now it's 250. So HODL, whatever you have. Yeah. And you know, that's the thing. I mean, you can make a lot of money. You have to, of course, you have to choose the right coins. So yeah, I'm not going to even remotely dispute that. Now with HODL, of course, HODL is, of course, not a coin. So let's just pull that up here. Or try to pull it up here. Here we are. Soul Strategies right here. So, I mean, look at this. Just today, it's up 4.452%. So let's go back just to last year. Like, look at this. You know, it was moving along. And of course, as, you know, as crypto exploded, so did Soul Strategies. And now look at it. It's doing pretty darn well. Yeah, this is a company that, you know, they will do well if crypto does well. So if Trump comes out and, you know, if he comes out and does actually, you know, do some of the crypto things that he was saying he would do, like, for example, the reserve, this will be a coin that will do always well. This will do very well. No doubt about it. But, you know, if when crypto goes into a crypto winter, and I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon. So let's say in 2026 it goes into a crypto winter. Well, then I'd be a little more cautious with something like HODL. But right now, yeah, there are people making money on it. The only problem is this is that thing, right? Because it's not safe. If you put a ton of money into it, you might make a ton, but you gotta, the risk is there. The risk is there if something does happen. Even though from looking at this, it looks fantastic. Problem is, we don't know what's happening over on this side, on the future part. Like, you know, tomorrow this could go down. I don't think it will, but it could. So that's kind of that risk aspect. You know, it'd be nice to see it continue to go up. I know that there are people in the community who are making money off of this, and yeah, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Let's see. Always HODL. Larry says, I think of crap coins as flavor of the month or even week. And yeah, in a lot of cases they are. And in some cases, they're absolutely scams right up front. Not all of them, but some. And usually they're just meaningless coins, right? But you will occasionally get somebody who will come along. So for example, when Squid Games was really, really big initially, somebody came out with a Squid Game coin. And it was 100% a scam, but a lot of people bought into it. And then the coin went up and up, and all of a sudden, everybody realized you had the coin. Oh, you can't actually sell. And that person who set up the coin took all the money, ran. You know, it was a giant rug pull. So never, never good. JJ says, investing during a tarifful world, baby. Yeah, absolutely. Drill, baby, drill. I've heard that a few times over the last few days. Let's see. Fair says there will be crypto crash after spring and then bull by the end of September 2025. It's hard to say. I mean, there may be a crash. Like, I think this bull run itself, like, I'm not seeing a full-on crypto winter, probably. Initially I was thinking towards the end of the year. It really is going to depend on what happens. You know, what Trump does. If Trump just completely ignores crypto now that he's in and says nothing more about it, then it might be sooner. But, you know, if he does start doing some of the things that he said he would do, that could be a different story. Could be a different story completely. So it's going to be interesting to see. I'll reevaluate it as, of course, things start happening. But for now, we may not see a winter till the end of the year. Now, when we go into the next crypto winter, if you guys remember the last crypto winter, you guys might be thinking, okay, well, Bitcoin went down to went down to 20,000 and it wicked way down. I think it wicked at one point as far down as 16,000. We're not going down there again. The next crypto winter, we may be lucky if we get below 50,000. But I'll tell you, if it looks like we're going into a crypto winter, and we go back down to 50,000, that will be a great buying opportunity for sure. So, but amazingly enough, a lot of people will look at it at 50,000 and say, "Oh no, I'm not going to buy. It's going to zero or it's going down to 10,000." That happened during the last crypto winter. Like there were so many crypto bears on the internet, on YouTube as well, that were like, "Yeah, it's probably going to go down to about 10,000. I'm going to buy a lot at 10,000." And of course, next thing you know, you're no longer at 20,000. It's now at 30 and then eventually up to 40. And, if you've been waiting for that 10,000, you missed out on a great opportunity. Going from 20 to 40, you would have doubled your money. So you have to sort of be a little bit smart when you're playing with it. And you also have to be, you can't give into your emotions. Like, I wonder how many people sold their Bitcoin, at the bottom, and then ended up buying once everything started going back up again, and ended up taking some big losses. I imagine a lot of people did, for sure. Let's see, but there will be a bull during the spring. Yeah, I think the spring will be strong for crypto. I'm looking forward to that. Larry says, does anyone know how to make a coin? Seems like the fastest way to make money now. There's probably YouTube videos that will tell you how. I don't know how to make a coin. I've never really researched it, or I never really thought about it, even though I've had a few people say I should make a Bitcoin. So not going to do it, but it's funny to think about. Jackie says, what are your thoughts on ET? So energy transfer, American stock. Thanks, Candace. All right, let's take a look. All right, ET. So not Everett's technology, but energy transfer. All right, let's just take a look. Oh, this is not a, I like to look at that chart on the 1 year. Let's scroll up to the 3 year. I'm liking it even better now. I like that. What do they do? I mean, I can guess. Energy transfer. I'm thinking it's an energy company of some sort. Let's see. They own large platform of crude oil, natural gas, and natural gas liquid assets, Texas mid-continent region. Well, Drill Baby Drill will be pretty good probably for this company. I have no doubt. Now, let's take a look behind the scenes. All right. So they do have a lot of debt, 170% debt to equity. Their return on assets, 13.43. I'd like to see their debt come down a little bit, but here's the thing. It really depends on what that debt is doing. Like if they're buying right now, they're taking on debt to, prepare for Drill Baby Drill. That may not be a bad thing. That may not be a bad thing at all. But so far, they also have a half decent dividend too. They're moving in the right direction. I mean, things are looking pretty strong for energy transfer. So yeah, I've got no complaints about it. The only thing I would say is, and let's just go back here for a second. If you take a look here, it is a pretty high dividend, so 6% yield. So, where you hold this one might be of concern. So this might be one for your RRSP so that you're not having a withholding tax taking a chunk of that dividend on you. All right. And Sophie's saying, is anybody holding, let's see, NDA, so Neptune Digital Assets? It's flying beautifully. I haven't looked at them in a bit, so let's take a look. Good old Neptune Digital Assets. All right. Whoops. Let's actually, let's spell that correctly. MDA. There we go. Here we go. Neptune Digital Assets here. So 179. But yeah, they've been moving up. I mean, once again, this is anything related to crypto in this sense. They're going to do well when crypto does well. And you'll see here, I mean, at one point they were down at 29 cents. Imagine if you bought in back in September. Wow, that would have been kind of neat. And you know what? And the writing was on the wall in September. We knew that we were just months away from some of the effects from the halvening starting to kick in. and which it did. So you could have made a good chunk of change on Neptune Digital Assets. So Sophie got in at 33 cents. That's not too shabby at all. Not too shabby. So 33 cents. Let's just take a look here. All right. So either you got in right about here in early October or back in the day a little bit further. But yeah, that's not too bad at all. Ferris says, during the last crypto season, we had bull twice, April and November 2021. April bull was due to money printed for COVID relief fund. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you did have the two big moments. But keep in mind, after that second bull, boy, that was a drop. The interesting thing about that drop is I was actually on a live stream and we were watching it. Like this was a live stream that was pretty much running. I think it was just after midnight, my time. And we were just watching it drop. And it was just like, wow. It was like, you know, and at that point it was funny because a lot of people were still like, it's going to 100K. It's going to 100K. Even if you remember the dancers from the Dancer Banter, they had their little hats with 100K on it. And a lot of people were very convinced, but it fell hard. It fell very, very hard, very, very fast. But here's that nice thing. As like even right now, if you think about it, we have more institutional interest in Bitcoin than we did then. We also have a lot more inflows into like all of the spot Bitcoin ETFs in the US. So those are the things that will keep basically keep the bottom higher. And I think this time it will be higher. So if you are somebody who's in there and if you hear somebody on YouTube saying, oh, it'll go all the way back down to 20K again, they're wrong. They're very, very wrong. So, about 50K might be, maybe it might even be higher than that. Maybe it only goes down to 60K. I don't know. We won't know until it happens, but it will not go all the way down to 20K, Ken. If it goes down to 20K, I would be very worried. I would be incredibly worried. Chad says, let's see, $55 to $62 Trump coin. Oh boy. Yeah, that Trump coin just scares me. Ricardo says, I believe with crypto, as long as Bitcoin, ETH, and XRP keeps going, it's not that bad. The bad times is when meme coins make the rampage moves, is when the party is over. Yeah, because that's generally what does happen. Is normally Bitcoin will, it'll peak, and then after that, you'll usually get the altcoins peaking, and then at the very end, you normally get a sort of a running with the meme coins, but we have to sort of remember too that this is the way it's always been, but a lot has changed. So, will that hold true this time? I don't know, but it'll be interesting. It'll be very interesting, I think, without a doubt. So, just something to keep in mind as things continue moving along. Speaking of moving along, I'm going to have some coffee. So good. Definitely so good. So yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Oh, 9 is in the house. 9 says, I just stick with BTC and more comfortable with it now because it's more mainstream. Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, here's the thing. I mean, there are people out there that will be like, hey, you have to hold physical, well, not physical, but you have to hold actual Bitcoin. You need to have that hardware wallet, not your keys, not your crypto. There's a lot of people out there that are like that. I'm 100% okay with holding a Bitcoin ETF as for exposure. When you're talking, like when you're looking at a company, so for example, let's see, with Evolve, if you're holding EBIT, well, each share of EBIT represents a certain number of Satoshis, so a certain number of Bitcoin. So, and they're actually doing the holding for you. They're actually, for every share that they've sold, they're holding a specific amount of Bitcoin in a hardware wallet. So to me, that's great. And all of the ETFs, all of the spot Bitcoin ETFs are doing this. So it doesn't matter if it's Evolve or if it's Purpose or, or let's say one of the ones in the US, they're all doing the same thing. So it is definitely something to keep in mind. So there's nothing wrong with that because, to me, it's like we're not in the old, we're not in the olden days where, not your coin, not your crypto. Um, the world has changed, at least in my opinion. And there's probably a couple people who are watching this right now saying, no, I can't believe you just said that. And that's fine. That's fine. Ferris says, YFI was the number one coin during last season, but this season I noticed rug pull at 14K by whales. Aave coin replaced YFI. Yeah. And sometimes whales do, like on smaller coins. And this is another really good point. On smaller coins, whales can really manipulate things a lot easier. Simply because you're dealing with much smaller market caps. Even Bitcoin. Bitcoin used to be pretty volatile with whale movements, but we're now at a point that whale movements, honestly, whales don't actually impact the price as much as they used to. Like if a whale were to come out and sell $1 million, or even let's say they were to sell $10 million of Bitcoin, it's barely even, you're barely even going to notice it on the charts. That's because we have so much more. We have so much more into Bitcoin, so much more institutional. Bitcoin is just, it's a lot more stable than it was before. It's still volatile, but it's a stable form of volatility for sure. Mario says, good afternoon, everyone. Ricardo says, BITO is a good ETF that mines Bitcoin. Oh, there we go. Let's take a look at this BITO. Why not? Why not? BITO. There we go. All right. So this here is the ProShares Bitcoin ETF. All right. Well, it's keep in mind, guys, this here makes sense. This makes a lot of sense because of the halvening. A lot of the miners, they were losing money. They were losing money because all of a sudden they were only making half of what they normally do. Their rewards were halved. And then, of course, as Bitcoin started to rise, we're starting to see this movement back up. So this actually does make sense. It doesn't concern me as much as it would if I didn't realize what was going on there. But yeah. Oh, this is really interesting too. That's a crazy yield. So 54.361% monthly yield. Very interesting. I want to take a look and see if they've been hitting this every month. Yeah, look at this. Yeah, 2022 in December, it seems. November, October, September. Okay, so they have been hitting it. That is an interesting one, Ricardo. Definitely interesting. Yeah, and it's also one of these things that when you do have a yield that big, it will make it hard for you to gain a lot of value on your share price. But you know what? If Bitcoin does what a lot of people think it will do, that could we could see some good movement on that as well. Let's see. With the rise of prices in Canada, how are the industrial and mining equipment looking? I have a couple on my watch list. So OSK, CAT, and DE. Oh boy, DE. I had them in the challenge for the while. It's actually funny. Decisive dividend. In the challenge, I'm going to go back 3 years. They were high points and low points. So this is one that I always really, really want to love. I want to love this stock, but it has had issues. It has had issues for sure. Now they basically, if you want to take a look here, so they're basically manufacturing. So they acquire different manufacturing type companies. Never mind. We're not. Yeah. I always go to the Canadian first, Ricardo. I always do. I see ahead that he's talking about John Deere. All right. Good old John Deere. Yeah, look at this. I don't even see John Deere. Let's try. We'll go another way. John Deere. There we go. Deere and Company right here. All right. This is a little bit better. All right. Let's go to their 1 year. So John Deere, I mean, it's actually really interesting. So CES, John Deere introduced a whole bunch of AI self-driving tractors and dump trucks. They're really looking forward. They're really looking towards the future. I think that's going to be strong for John Deere. You know, how is it going to relate long term? I mean, long term, I think it's a safe investment, but you also have to look at when you're dealing with a company with a really big market cap, because you're looking at 124.856 billion. It makes it very hard for you to, you know, they're not going to double in price. So you're not going to double your money with John Deere, but it is a very solid, I think it's a very solid investment. I would consider it one of the circle your wagon, hold forever type stocks. It's a great foundation stock. Um, but no, I do like John Deere. I like John Deere. I also like, and I see so Caterpillar. Yeah, Caterpillar I think is another really good company. But DE right now, like I said, because of some of the stuff I saw at CES, I am pretty excited about them. But yeah, let's take and you can see as well, like CES happened just recently. Yeah, early. This is CES in here. Maybe this might be part of. I don't know if that actually fired that movement, but it was pretty exciting. Let's see. YFA is not a small coin. Okay. Nine says I'm paranoid about cold storage because Ledger was leaking the keywords or something like that. Yeah, I know that Ledger did have some leakage, but my understanding is that they've got it all fixed. But the problem is with Ledger, when you look at people who want to go and buy a wallet, a lot of times they'll go on Amazon, they'll just look up Ledger, they'll find one, they'll buy it. The problem is a lot of hackers and thieves, they will sell Ledger. They'll basically buy them from Ledger. They'll put their their spyware whatever on them, and then they'll repackage them and sell them on Amazon. So it's always a little bit dangerous. So if you're going to buy a hardware wallet, I always say buy it directly from the company. So if you're going to buy a Ledger wallet, buy it from Ledger. Any other company's wallet, buy it from that company. Don't buy it off of Amazon because you're probably fine, but you may not be, and that's the thing. I don't like you're probably fine. I want to know I'm 100% fine. I don't want to be walking into somebody stealing crypto from me. Let's see, Cowboy, your opinion on NPI dropping since announcement of new CEO in December. Let's take a look. All right, so we're looking at NPI. So NPI is Northland Power. Now, this is a company that they've been they've been on a downward trend for a while. And this is one of the things that worries me. So when we're looking at a company that should be doing better than what they're doing, it makes me a little bit worried. Now, they are on renewables, yes, and renewables are I don't want to say that they're kind of taking a beating, but they kind of are. They kind of are at this point in time. I have a feeling that with, yes, we're in Canada, but once we're moving into a conservative government in Canada later in the year. We got the Trump administration. There's a lot more. I think there's going to be a lot more pressure on traditional energy. So when we're looking at renewable energy, I still think they're good long term, but I think they're going to struggle probably for maybe even the next 4 years. I hate to say it, but I think they might be. So NPI is a company I personally wouldn't get in at this point in time. Ricardo says, I've been in BITO since $17 and rode the whole party. Nice. Mario says, I picked up some HFN by Hamilton. Yeah, HFN. Let's take a look here. Here we go. So this is your Hamilton Canadian Financials Index. This is pretty interesting. So I think this is one of their new ones. I'm kind of waiting to see how this is all going to look at the end. But Yeah, my understanding with this one is that they have, I got no data here. I got no data. I think my understanding with this one is that you're going to have banks and anything in the financial industry. So that would include insurance as well. I think we're going to have a little bit of everything in this one. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. Now, I don't think this one has covered calls, but once again, I got no information here. I got nothing. But it could be a good alternative to investing in the financial sector if you're looking for an ETF. All right, yeah, and we got that. Yeah, so Northland Power, renewable energy, any good? Right now, no. I would say no. I don't think it's something to get into at all. And then a thanks. Yeah, exactly. All right. Oh, so we dropped our first battle, but we dropped a battle yesterday. Basically Brookfield. So BAM versus BN. Interesting thing about it, I used to do battles. So battles was one of these new features that came out a couple of years ago, and I ran them for about, I would say, 6 months. So we did battles for about 6 months. But honestly, they just didn't get a lot of views. They didn't get a lot of views at all. They did horribly on the channel, but I had requests to bring them back. I had some requests, so I was like, all right, we'll do another battle, and we did. So the Tuesday video, I was about to say Northland. I'm still looking. I'm looking at John there, and I'm saying Northland Power again. I'm like, no, but so yeah, we brought it back, and it was Brookfield. And the reason I chose those two for a rematch is two reasons. One, we did it 2 years ago, Brookfield versus Brookfield Asset Management versus Brookfield Corporation. We did it 2 years ago, but this was just after the split, so there wasn't a lot of data. So we were playing unlimited data. So now we had a good 2 years worth of data. Let's do it again. Also, Brookfield Corporation has had a fantastic year, so we did do that. I thought that was fantastic. But here's the thing. It's absolutely doing dismal. Now, I said there was two reasons I chose it. The other reason was that it was the most viewed of all the battle videos. So I thought, okay, this is a good one to start with, and we'll see what happens. But I will say it feels like the old battles that I ended up canceling for that reason. So I may not do another battle for a while after this. I'm just like, whoa, like quite literally, the start that this video has gotten is one of the worst starts in probably a year and a half on the channel for a video. So I was just like, oh boy, yeah, it's there was a reason I got rid of the battles. Just I think there's a few people that love them, but most of you guys are like, yeah, we don't want battles. Just stick to the regular deep dives. So yeah. Anyway, we do have a regular deep dive coming out on Friday, by the way. It's CNR. CNR won the vote. All right, Tom is saying thoughts on HHIS. Let's take a gander here. HHIS. There we go. So your harvest diversified high income shares. All right. And once again, these are one of the other new ones as well. So it's kind of one of these things where I don't have a huge opinion yet on it, but they have come out with a whole bunch of, and I think this one here, correct me if I'm wrong, I think this is one that does all of their high income shares together. And if that's the case, if that's the one, I think it is. I like that idea. I like it a lot. So it's kind of funny. Like I did a harvest video late in the fall, actually late in the fall, almost early winter, but I think it was in the fall on some of their new ones, and now they've got a whole bunch of other new ones out as well. So it's almost like I have to do it again. I'm like, maybe I do. So but yeah, I think I like the idea of, and you know what? Why are we even on this website right now? If we want, let's just go, because we can get our answers on these newer ones by going to the source. HHIS ETF. Put in harvest. There we go. Meta high income series. I love it. Meta. Bang. All right. All right, so we're going into here, and here we go. Here's the HHIS right here, and you can see here they got the MicroStrategy one. I'm loving these. I am loving these. All right, come on, guys. Let's see here. All right, where is the HHIS in here? There we are. All right, will you give me something here? Give me something. All right, here we go. So yeah, this one, like I said, like I thought, this one does have everything in it. So it's got some MSTY, it's got some Coney, some TSLY, it's got some Met. I don't want to call, I don't want to spell like it sounds like it should be pronounced Medi, but Medi sounds a lot like meaty. It's got some Palantir, some Nvidia. So it's got a bunch, it's got a lot of good stuff in here. You can got Eli Lilly. I like it. I like it. I think this is a good idea. Now they are using a little bit of leverage, and distribution per unit is going to be about 25 cents. So I'm not sure what that works out to for a yield at the moment without doing some math, but that's not too bad. Not too bad. I like this idea. Like if instead of holding a few of these, you can just hold this and probably get half decent returns on it. So not a bad one at all. So yeah, Tom, I do like the HHIS. It'll be fun to watch. Now, mind you, these are all brand new, so we'll have to watch them. But I think they're going to do well. I think they will definitely do well. So, and I think people are going to love some of these higher dividends for sure. Now, if your goal is income, then these are going to be some of your bread and butter ETFs for sure. If that's your goal, if your goal is just to create, like if you were, like, for example, if you were in the process of developing an income portfolio, so for retirement, you want to be looking at some of these. Some of these I think will fit in very nicely and help produce that tax-free income coming out of your TFSA. So that, of course, will not impact any of your supports. All right, there we go. All right, guys. If you got your last minute questions, drop them in. Doesn't mean we're leaving right away. Sometimes we go an hour after I ask this, but drop those in. Also keep in mind, if you want a Friday stream, we did get one. We got one super early. 3 more supers. We'll definitely throw up a Friday stream for you. Yeah, and our DeBomb thing is at 14. So, it helps us get closer to me having a suffering moment with some hot sauce. Oh, that's so good. Channel members, remember tomorrow night, 7 p.m., we do have the exclusive channel member live stream. We already did, guys, because normally every month I release the live stream from a year ago. So we actually released this month's a little bit early, right at the end of the month or at the very beginning of the month. So you'll have to wait a little bit. You'll have to release a little bit to get the next one. Tom says, I'm retired, so show me the money. There we go. Nothing wrong with that. Mario says, what's going on with the video on Evolve? It's a work in progress. So pretty much I scripted and filmed the first one. Then I sent it to them. They've sent me a bunch of notes. They're like, okay, we want you to change this, and this. So now I have to film it again. And then I'll have to send that back to them, but hopefully we'll get that out sooner than later. But we're in that process. But now I know what they're looking for. So with the ones after the first one, I can, we won't have to send it to them twice or film them twice. It's like, I don't want to have to film again, but I do. I have to film it once again. Kenneth says, Buffett got a good call on selling Apple. So yeah, it's Buffett's pretty smart investor, and he is at that point right now where he's putting aside cash. He's preparing for the next bear market, and it makes sense. I mean, you should always be, when you're in a bull market, you should be taking a little bit of money. It doesn't have to be a lot, and just adding it to your cash position. So you should be building up your cash position through the bull market. You can still you can still buy stuff and everything, but have a certain amount that you're adding to your cash position. So when you do get into a bull market or a bear market, when the market flips, then you're ready to start buying some of the better deals. So yeah, so you build up your position in the bull market. You And don't, like, the second you go into a bear market, you don't want to like drop it all right away. You're going to kind of like, if it took you the whole bull market to build up your cash position, it should take you most of the bear market to spend it. So it's almost like a dollar cost spending. So I mean, it is a dollar cost averaging in a way through the bear market. Whereas it's like a dollar cost stacking away into your cash position on the way up. So always a good thing for sure. So I like that about that. Oh, guys, if you want to see, let me just pull this over here. And oh, it's doing its thing here. We do have a Discord server. So if you're ever looking, example, you want to know what's coming up on the channel, we have a schedule. It sits over there. We also have it on Facebook. So if you're on Facebook, just look up Facebook groups, Mountain Finance, bang. You can hook up either place, both if you want. So we do have it here. I try to keep it up to date. So, right now we are currently right here on the market close. Let's get rid of it. Bang, bang. We're done the market close. And this is coming up next. So the channel members live stream CNR this week. I haven't yet named what this video is going to be, but I can tell you, you know what? We were just talking about it. I'm just going to put, harvest in there as I probably should do another one of those because of all of the new ones that drop. So probably going to be harvest coming out on Tuesday. And then as we sort of move now, the members choice video, that's coming up for the end of the month. It's actually the last video of the month. So I'm going to send out a community post for ideas. So everybody gets to choose ideas, and then I will take the top 5 ideas that you guys throw at me, and then I'll get the channel members to choose which one we make into a video. That'll be the last video of the month. So those are always exciting because you guys sometimes come up with some pretty good ideas. And sometimes it's also nice too because it takes me out of the normal. It's not like list video, deep dive, list video, deep dive. Sometimes it's nice to do something a little bit different. So that does happen. I think I hear cows. So that's fine too. All right, guys. Well, this has been another pretty good stream. You guys have absolutely rocked as usual. We'll be back here again. We didn't get the supers for the Friday stream, so we'll be back on Sunday. For this week, we'll have another fantastic show as normal. Yeah. Oh, one other thing. I was going to do a review of Ian's portfolio this time, the Blossom review. I had some technical difficulties getting his thing. I was trying to do it before the show, and it just didn't work. And so we will do that. Maybe we'll do that on Sunday because I wanted to get that done today. So that's just one of these things. If you do have a Blossom profile, there's a link down below in case you want to hook one up and you want me to review your portfolio. I am starting to do that. That's going to be a new thing going forward. So we'll definitely do another one Wednesday. Whoever wants it, just let me know. But we will do Ian's. I know Ian's always here. We'll do yours, Ian. We'll do that on this week because then I can absolutely have everything downloaded for it. All right. Until then, guys, it has been another fantastic stream. We'll see you guys later. Enjoy the rest of your day, and let's hope we have a pretty good. Let's hope the market stays green until we get those tariffs coming. I think February 1st. So let's hope. Until then, everyone, take care. We'll see you later. Bye, everybody.